Going. All right.
All right.
So I'm here with Alex Kolt from Georgetown, and I don't know, I had a session last week, and I thought it was pretty good. A guy came by, and I didn't tape it, he kept asking me stuff, and I kept flowing with it, and I kind of liked it, and figured I'd use Alex as a guinea pig, and so I made a studio here. Here we are.
All right.
All right, so we were just talking about the three things that he focuses on, and they're what again?
Angles, what you're going to get on with your feet.
Get on
Leverage,
angles with your feet.
what you're going to create with leverage, what you're going to create with your hands, and then effort, which is going to come from inside dedication, all that good stuff.
Okay, and of course I had to hit him with the Columbo thing. What is leverage?
Right. And I gave him a kind of a deer in the headlights thing. But I would say the leverage is uh, um,
All right, let me take over.
all right. Yeah.
The head coach right now at Villanova gave a speech about 1 million years ago, Paul Ferrante, and he got up and he said, everybody uses the word leverage. What does leverage mean? And he told us it meant advantage. And that's a generalized meaning. Leverage buyout or leverage in terms of mechanical leverage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Alex here says you get leverage with your hands, which is true,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Leverage is advantage. So
Mm-hmm.
there's three things that you do
Mm-hmm.
with your hands. You push, you pull, and you torque.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you can push with anything beside you. Push with your head, your shoulders, your knee if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
WWF and all that. But you can pull and torque really only with your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think that's what you mean.
Yes.
Okay,
That is.
and uh, what we what we talk about in leverage, we also talk about a different type of mechanical leverage. The body, of course,
Mm-hmm.
is a nothing but a collection of levers,
Mm-hmm.
um, and every lever in the world operates on torque,
Mm-hmm.
which is force in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what you have is a fulcrum, and you have an input
Mm-hmm.
lever and an output lever, and the input lever uses force
Mm-hmm.
to change the force of the output lever.
Right.
You can either change for more distance or more torque,
Mm-hmm.
depending on the length of the lever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if I'm gonna hit you with some kind of a shoulder forearm type thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a long lever,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I have a lot of distance, okay, but it'll take a tremendous amount of torque. And what we figured out was if you shorten the distance between the contact point and the muscle that's providing the
Mm-hmm.
force, you don't make more muscular force, but you do generate more torque at the expense of distance.
Right.
Okay, so this is long but weak.
Mm-hmm.
This is short but strong. Okay, and if we I'm a machine guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like machines. And that car that what is that? What kind of car is that? Is that a
Uh,
rental?
yeah, it's a
Oh,
rental.
all right.
Yeah.
I thought that was your car. I said, man, they're paying you pretty good at Georgetown.
No, no.
Okay. Well, a machine, each machine is made to do a certain thing.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are somewhat more animated. You have your steam shovels and your
Right.
bulldozers and what have you. And a car basically does one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Goes down the road, goes backwards, it turns.
Mm-hmm.
When it does all those things, does it change shapes?
It does not change shape.
It just is a basic shape.
Right.
Okay. Now we can kind of mimic what a car does, but we can change shapes.
Mm-hmm.
Our body is animated, and we can move around. We can make ourselves long,
Mm-hmm.
make ourselves long.
Mm-hmm.
We can make ourselves torquey.
Right.
Okay. And it happens to be a weakness, but it's also our strength.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because we can create the torque that we need or the length that we need in order to do the job based on the load that we're facing.
Right.
Okay, I have a guy in a linebacker in a 2-point stance, and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he can do anything. He can go up, down, boom, boom, back up, blitz, whatever. I want to get my hands on him long. I don't need as much torque. I want to get my hands on him because I don't want to move my feet so far because I'll miss.
Right.
I go in there with my head and he'll olay me and I'll fall on my face. So I want to be able to get a little bit more length, but he's less of a load, 220, 240, whatever.
Right.
I got a big 3 technique who's 300, 310, 320. I'm not going to do much with my hands. Even if I shorten them up, I'm not going to be able to do much moving at the shoulder joint. Okay, I'm going to have to lock those things up and transfer the weight. We have a kinetic chain. Our body is a chain. We want to transfer the force that we need through our hips to the man. So, it's kind of like Tai Chi. When you're standing there and you root and you want to hit somebody, well, the only thing you want to move is that. Because if you move anything else, you absorb some of the force. We do too much hand striking against a big 3 technique. Now, hand placement and hand striking are 2 different things. Okay, I got to get hand placement, or else I'm stuck with only one type of force, push force.
Right.
Okay, I don't use the head. The head, they use the head, but I don't coach it. I coach the shoulders and I coach the hands.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to make contact with this guy and then be able to add different forces, torques, and what have you, I got to get my hands on him.
Right.
Okay, that's what this baby is here. This little, you see it, medicine ball. That teaches hand placement. But if he's a 3 technique, I'm probably going to have to, like I said, I'm going to have to co-contract my elbows, shoulders, make my arms into hooks, and go deep into the kinetic chain and go to the hips, the glutes.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
You knew all that already.
Yes, but I can't say it nearly as well as you.
Right. Everybody knows this. You can't argue with it.
No, it is science. I'm more of a humanities guy.
Well, English major.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But physics and specifically simple machines like levers. This is what we do.
Right.
We have to understand it.
Yeah.
There's some guys that don't understand it.
Yeah.
They get paid a lot of money to not understand it. Yeah. And they want to go in the weight room and get stronger, which is very important. But there's no sense, you're not, if you're only generating 300 pounds of torque, you're not going to move 340 pounds.
Right.
Okay. And blocking, there's 2 things about a blocker that you have to understand. In all of sport, there's only one position in all of sport where the sole purpose of the player is to protect another player, and that is
offensive line.
And the offensive lineman in run blocking, okay, he has to create change, must create change. It's a zero-sum game. If we hit each other and we make great hit, I lose.
So
on the block.
You have to win the stalemate.
Well, stalemate, you win. If you're the defender, you win the stalemate. Okay. If you create a stalemate, or if I create a stalemate, because that's my intent. Right. Okay. If it's run blocking, I'm zero sum. I lost.
Right.
You won, I lost.
Yes.
I have to change you. I have to either use my force to move you in some direction, okay, or I have to use your force to move you in some direction. And either one works, as long as I protect the ball carrier. Okay. What we're talking about when we run block is doing work. And work is simply making change. Okay, and generally speaking in physics, work is taking something or somebody and moving them against their will. Right. Okay. You take this ball, okay, it weighs 14 pounds, and I can do a lot of things with it. I can throw it up in the air. If this thing weighed 2 tons, there wouldn't be too many things I could do. Right. But what could I do? Let's say it didn't weigh 2 tons. Let's say it weighed 300 pounds, like a 3 technique. Okay. It would probably be pretty big. Could I pick it up?
Well,
maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would that be like an Atlas stone type of? Right. Yeah. Would that be a very efficient way of making a change? No, but you could roll it because it's round or spherical. Rolling it is, and when we roll it, okay, what are we doing to that rock? What are we
we're using that rock like a tool.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? What is the tool? A lever.
A lever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rock has a form.
Right.
Okay, and if you know anything about a circle,
mm-hmm.
every point in a circle to the axis, if you go around the axis
mm-hmm.
or if you go roll it around the surface,
mm-hmm.
you're using the body as a tool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you stand up, and if I can get my hands on
mm-hmm.
you, I can use you like a lever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
right.
I can use my force and magnify it with this lever
mm-hmm.
to change you. Now, if I can't, if I have to do it with my shoulders and legs or my head or something like that, I can only make push force.
Right.
When I get my hands on,
mm-hmm.
I can make push force. I can use my shoulders.
Right.
I can make tear force.
Mm-hmm.
I can lift. I
mm-hmm.
can yank. I can do a bunch of things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That ball is to teach you how to get hand placement.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not necessarily the ball, but your body is shaped all different ways, right? Okay. And you're going to present to me all different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You present to me in front. I can push you. I can flip you. I can
mm-hmm.
tear you. I can do a bunch of things.
Right.
Bend over.
Mm-hmm.
Really protect yourself.
Yep.
I ain't going to push you too good,
mm-hmm.
but I can throw you.
Right.
I can tear you, and I can flip you up.
Yep.
Okay. Now, I don't say lift anymore because once again, if you weigh 300 pounds and I lift you,
uh-huh.
in order for me to lift you, now there's one thing about the lifting action that's important.
Mm-hmm.
Lifting does bring your feet under you.
Mm-hmm.
But I say flip,
mm-hmm.
just like a tire laying on the ground.
Right.
Okay? And because I flip a tire, I generally start like that.
Right.
Okay? I don't start like that, I start like this.
Mm-hmm.
I grab the tire and I lift it up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And I flip it over, and then I change. I pronate and supinate my hands
mm-hmm.
in order to get the most efficient method of transferring force.
Mm-hmm.
When you're a tire laying on the ground, okay, or a guy laying on the ground, you weigh 300 pounds, right? Just think of a barbell laying on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a 300-pound barbell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I pick up one end. Aren't I using that barbell as a lever to move the whole barbell?
Yes.
Okay. The end of the barbell that sticks into the ground, isn't that a fulcrum?
Yes.
Okay. And am I moving it?
Yes.
Am I generating 300 pounds of force?
No.
No, not. I don't need as much force to do the work I need to do
mm-hmm.
if I can use you as a lever. Okay, we've already determined that I can generate more torque.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, by shortening. So when I take that arm and I do that to
yep.
Essentially I've made it this long.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, stick your hands out like this. So I used to do this.
mm-hmm.
You're going to hold me up and I'm going to push you down.
Yep.
Okay, pretty hard to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying very hard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now just bend your elbows, make them shorter. Okay, you're going to fight back, and I'm going to drop. It's a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Now this is just. But when you supinate your hands, okay, people say, well, you got to hit everything like this. No, you don't. It depends on the target.
Mm-hmm.
But when you do supinate your hands, what
mm-hmm.
you're doing is you're activating the tricep, and you can either do a curl if I'm not
mm-hmm.
giving you too much load. Let's say you can curl this, right?
Yep.
All right, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
14 pounds. Curl that. Okay, you're not going to
mm-hmm.
curl it,
right.
but now use your shoulders. Use your shoulders. Keep that locked and push. Okay, now stand up.
Yep.
And you bend your knees because you got
yep.
to. What we call this is alligator arms
mm-hmm.
or hooks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, should be 90 degrees. This is not quite 90 degrees, and it really changes the length. This right here is great. This is too much. Okay,
mm-hmm.
What we're trying to do is activate the bicep to lock, activate the tricep mm-hmm. to lock. Now bend a little bit, bend your knees. Okay, now lift. Okay,
mm-hmm.
you got a chance to move me.
Right.
Okay, your elbows in.
Right.
All right. It allows you to supinate.
Yeah. I mean, does it, correct me if I'm wrong, but cause you get your lats to engage? And,
no. No. Your lats engage because of what? Co-contraction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these guys that say you're pushing with your lats. You're not pushing with your lats.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you are. I don't know. I'm not a martial arts guy. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think you're pushing with your lats.
Yeah.
Your lats are doing a specific thing.
Mm-hmm.
Muscles are antagonists and agonists.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If that's the agonist, that's the antagonist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's just the way it is.
Right.
When you do tighten up your lats and you tighten up your pecs, what you're doing is you're co-contracting. You're locking that so that you transfer the chain down to the bigger muscles. A chain has got links, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are the links all different sizes?
No,
they're not. Okay. The body's got links. Stand up.
Mm-hmm.
Face the camera. Okay. Here, these are links, but they're little. These are links, a little bit bigger. These are bigger. These are bigger. These are the biggest. These are big. These are smaller. So on and so forth. If I don't co-contract and lock that link, it's going to absorb any force I generate from my hip. If I don't need that much force, if the load, all I have to do is I got to match the load, right? Okay, think about this. When you throw a football, does the quarterback throw it like a hand grenade? Like this? He starts with a short arm.
Yep.
Okay, and he pulls, and as he goes through and develops momentum, he needs less torque, but more length. Right? So he starts with torque, length. And what he's doing is he's accelerating that football. Okay, accelerating means that you're changing the speed and or the direction. Okay, of the football.
Yep.
Any load accelerated, you have more of an advantage if you have a shorter lever.
Right.
And as you accelerate, okay, and momentum develops, you need less torque, you need a longer lever so that you can apply force through a longer distance. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So once I get you flipped up and moving, I can supinate.
Right.
This is much longer. This is the longest position.
Right.
This is much longer than this.
Right.
Okay. And sometimes, even when you're planning on doing this, if a guy's not in front of you, you want to reach out and make sure that you can get contact with him, and you can easily switch your hands. You can go from very long because he's kind of far away, and you want to make sure that you get something on him before he does anything. And if he attacks you, it doesn't matter because you're not striking him. You're placing your hands in order to use your hips.
Right.
Okay. Make sense?
Yes.
I'm a genius, aren't I?
Yeah.
Sit down. All right, go ahead. We've already established that bodies levers make force in a circle.
Yes.
Okay. How do you make force in a straight line?
How do you make force in a straight line?
Yeah.
It's the other one. The other way you make force be pushing, correct?
Yeah, I know pushing, but I just said all the forces make a circle. How are you gonna make a straight line?
You're gonna extend your arms.
Oh yeah,
extend forward and push through the ground.
You're gonna combine two torques, right, to get a resultant. Okay, so this is one torque, the shoulder. This is another torque, the elbow. I combine those two,
right,
to be in a straight line, kind of like an engine, right?
Yes.
Right. The piston goes up and down.
Right.
It converts up and down to circular. Well, I can grab that crankshaft. The piston's going up and down and spinning the crankshaft.
Yeah.
If the engine's off, I can grab that crankshaft and spin it manually, and it'll make the piston go up and down. Okay. So what we're doing is we're coordinating two or more joints, right, to form a straight line. All force goes in a straight line unless it's acted upon by another force. You're saying, well, Coach, you're making this, you keep flip-flopping on me. I said, no, I'm not. That muscle, if you laid that muscle on the table without any bones around it, and you electric shocked it, it would shrink. It's going in one direction.
Yep.
Okay. When you add the fulcrum as a steering mechanism, as it contracts, it's going straight, but the elbow is turning it. It's turning the force. Okay. We also know that by adding length, there's three kinds of levers. Okay. You know what they are?
They're class 1, 2, and 3 levers.
You got it. What's class 1?
Oh, I don't know what that means. I know what they're called.
So me and you were on a seesaw, right?
Yes.
I'm about 260. What are you?
I'm about 190.
Okay. So we're exactly, here's the fulcrum right here. Here's the middle of the seesaw. So I go down and you go up.
Yes.
Because I got a lot of weight. I'm putting force. I'm putting 260 into the ground and magnifying it.
Yeah.
So you're going, pew! How do you get me up?
I go.
You're not going to move me.
No.
Okay, unless I tell you to sit further away, because now you're the input. Class 1 seesaw, you sit further away. The longer the input, the more torque you're going to create. So if you sit far enough away, your 190 will overcome the gravity that's pulling down my 260. Or I can move alternately. I can move forward. Okay. One, you're using input length, which we really can't do as people. Okay, we can use tools that way. Crowbar. Okay, right? You can do that. A crowbar is essentially a seesaw. There's a thing you got to move. You stick. You have an apex where the elbow of the crowbar is. You stick this into the thing. You push down. If you grab the crowbar over here, you're not going to move very much, right? You grab it over here. You go over here. Okay, and Archimedes told us, "Give me a place to stand, and I'll move the earth." That lever, that input lever is long enough, you can move anything. Of course, it'll bend, you know.
Right.
Yeah. But that's a class 1. Now, we do have a class 1 in our body, but we have to train it. Okay. They say your head is and your ankle is. I don't think so. I think a class 1, the one that we always talk about, is the seesaw of the shoulders. Okay. I push one and pull the other. Push one and pull the other.
Yeah.
And I can punch. Not only am I longer, but I'm using 2 diagonally opposite sides of my body. Let's just say there's 4 sides. There's a front left, front right. There's a back left, a back right. Okay. When I synchronize the contractions of the front left and the back right, I'm seesawing my shoulders.
Yeah.
Not only am I playing long, but I'm generating a hell of a lot more force. You do dumbbell bench presses. I know you must have done. Okay, you know, you can. Okay, if I tell you, okay, I can punch harder. When I make my alligator arms short, okay, you know, I can hold the weight. But if I don't have a weight, if I'm just going to punch, I don't have to really worry about that. So I can extend the length and pull back with this one, okay, and that makes me long. And what I do is I use alligator legs, because the longer my legs are, the more distance I have, the less torque I can develop. And not only that, the less force I can overcome. When I go to hit you with force, I get knocked backwards. When I alligator up and root my feet, boom! Okay? I need less force. Okay? My muscle doesn't change, it doesn't grow. And yeah, of course, if you extend it too far at a starting point, you lose some advantage. So that middle of the road thing, that 90-degree bend is where you want to be. Okay, but I don't need as much out of my hips, and I can also add my lat to pull, and my pec and shoulder deltoid to push. Okay, so lat and deltoid, pec, and also I'm activating my hips. Okay. This glute and this hip flexor, and there's a thing called a psoas, or I can't. It starts. It's like PS. Yeah, go ahead. Not this. It's here.
The psoas tendon.
Yeah.
It's right in your.
Okay.
Well,
you know.
Right by.
Is that guy?
No, I tore my labrum, and after you have surgery, that thing is really inflamed. So
there you go. Man with experience.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I talking too fast?
No.
Makes all sense, right?
It does.
Yeah. Okay. And you knew it all already.
Yes, but
it's intuitive.
Yeah.
Right. It's intuitive. When you're taking that seesaw, okay, you're generating a hell of a lot more force than if you're just punching with one arm. And somewhere along the line, okay, I want you to think of all sports that there are. Every sport you can think of. Okay. How many sports use two hands, and synchronized two hands straight ahead. How many sports? How many sports do two legs synchronized straight ahead?
Weightlifting, basically.
Okay. You don't box like this, do you?
No, because there's no...
Somewhere along the line,
right,
somebody decided that this is the way you pass block, or this is the way you run block. Okay, so weightlifting and offensive line says that you have to do everything, okay,
synchronized hands.
Well, not well, this is synchronized too,
Okay.
but everything, I forget the word I'm looking for, everything two-handed, let's put it that way, 2 feet.
Right.
Okay, and some things you want, okay, you certainly want to bench press that way.
Right.
Okay. You do want to punch somebody with two hands at times, okay, but if you need more length, one arm's longer, and if you're doing this, you're using both anyway. Okay. Anyway, so that's class 1, and class 2 is a what?
I do not know.
A wheelbarrow.
Okay.
Okay. The wheelbarrow. The wheel is the fulcrum. Okay. Just imagine. We've done this in other. Okay. So that chair is acting like a wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
Okay. And what I want you to think about is, that refrigerator in there, pretty big. Did you notice it? What do you think that thing weighs?
350, 400 pounds maybe?
Right. Could you pick it up?
No.
You might be able to. Maybe. You can strap it on your back, and if I helped you. Okay. How do you move it though?
You tilt it back and create a class 2 lever. Get it to move.
Wheelbarrow. Wow.
Yep.
That's exactly right. So you have watched the videos.
Yeah.
Okay. What you're doing is you're using that the body of that refrigerator as a lever, a tool. Okay. All levers are tools. Okay. Every tool is a lever, and all levers are tools, by the way.
All right.
Yeah. You go in my garage, and I got tools all over the place. The welders are not levers.
Right.
But they're welders.
Yeah.
Okay. But all the hand tools, hammers, circular saws, the circle part of it is a bunch of levers tied together. Your car wheel is a bunch of levers tied together. Okay. They move in a circle and convert to a straight line. Straight line direction.
Right.
Okay. So that use of, that's a skill, would you say? Okay.
Yeah.
And could you do that skill? Could you operate a wheelbarrow with just your shoulders? I mean, or your just your legs, not your hands?
No.
You might be able to tie a rope.
Yeah, but it would be very difficult.
You can throw a sack or a pile of shingles and climb a ladder, and you got to balance them, right? Yeah. Okay, so if those shingles are flopping around like a 3 technique, you got a problem. Yes. So in order to utilize that second tool, that second class, you gotta get hand placement. That's where this thing comes in. Okay, we're training not to flap. Right. Okay. The third class is what?
Class 3 lever?
Yeah, I know.
Well,
Give me an example.
We've mentioned one earlier. Aren't you creating one?
Fishing pole. Okay, think about it. I got a fishing pole. There's the fulcrum. Okay, there's the input lever's the handle, and the output lever's the tip of the pole. I can pick up a fish like that, a small one, right? Right. Depends on how long the pole is. If it's a 10-foot long pole, what do I have to do? I have to use 2 arms, and I got to spread it out, and I really can't do it with that fulcrum. Might I be able to do it with this fulcrum? Maybe. If I could lock that wrist, I could probably do that. Might I be able to do it with this one? Maybe. Okay. Right. But if it gets too heavy, I got to shorten it. Right. So the input lever on a class 3 is always shorter than the output lever. That's what makes it a class 3. So it's fulcrum, input, output. Okay. Okay. The wheelbarrow is fulcrum, output, input. Okay. So the input's further out than the output. Okay. The output moves the load. Right. Okay. Those are the 3 classes. Okay. All right. Almost everything you do is 3rd class. So if that's the case, if your load is too heavy, You got to shorten up the output lever.
Yep.
Can't shorten up the input lever.
Right.
The muscle is attached here and it's attached here, and there's nothing going to change that. You can shorten up the output lever at the expense of
length.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I know. I don't know anything else. He knows what lead mount is. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, so I've given you some basics there.
Yeah.
Okay. Your footwork, what are you talking about there? Your angles. What do you mean angles?
So I would, you are trying to get an
angle. You get paid for this, right?
I do get paid for this, yes. You caught me off guard with a couple of these questions transitioning from.
Well, I'm some freshman.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
To get on, you want to get on a proper angle to go through your aiming point on the defender. So you're gonna have to move your feet to move yourself to get to that angle.
What do you mean by proper angle?
So if I'm trying to block you, and my aiming point is your play side pec.
Okay, come over here.
Okay.
Come over here and turn your back, and I'm the play side pec.
So I'm trying to block you on the right guard. My aiming point is your play side pec. If you're right here, you're on my body. I don't need to move that much move that far laterally, or give a lot of ground to gain an angle on you. Now
you've already got an angle on me, don't you?
Right.
Why don't you just go hit me?
Because we want to get in front of the defender.
Why?
Because we want to show because we don't want the running back to see the defender when we're blocking him.
Why?
Because then he gets nervous about where to go.
Okay. So you're blocking me.
Yeah.
And we're running the play. We're running 2 plays today. Only 2. One we're running right at my nose, and one we're running over there. Okay. You have to block me. Same guy blocking the same guy. Would you block me with the same technique?
I would not block you with the same technique.
Why? Same guy blocking the same guy. Why wouldn't you?
Because how I relate to where the ball is going is different.
You have
different. The ball is I have different leverage.
When we're running over here,
all I have to do is keep you where you are.
I
have leverage.
And when we're running over here,
now you have leverage.
Right. Now let me ask you a question. Okay, that's 100% correct. But if you're running the ball here and you hit me, and you take me away from this area, can't the back make you right?
You certainly can.
Okay. As long as you can change me.
Correct.
Right. Now the problem with that is this. You've got an angle on me right now, don't you?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, it's an angle, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah. Why do you want to get in front of me?
Why do I want to get in front of you? If the ball's being run right here, I want to be in front of you so that the back can go either direction.
All right. And what we say is that area is the stovepipe. Okay. If I tell you to get in front of me or cover me up, get in front of me and cover me up. All right. The back can't see anything except maybe my hands or I'm peeking like this. And if I go this way, you're going to throw me this way, and the back's going to make you right. And if I go this way, the back's going to make you right. What if I just do this?
You just do this?
Just grunt and shut it down. I get down. I get myself alligator arms, and I get you in the chest like this.
And we're running the ball right here?
Yeah.
I've got to make you move one way.
I'm not. You're not making me move. You can't push me. I'm 300 pounds.
I have to add force.
You have to add a different force. Okay. Yeah. What kind of force would you add?
Torque.
Well, show it to me. I'm fighting. We're fighting. Okay. Because I can only really resist force in one direction. So can you too.
Right.
But you all of a sudden quickly change your force, and you do that to me. Okay. Now, what if I was a big, nasty dude? Okay. And we were tied up like this.
Yep.
And your buddy came over and gave me a nice little shove like that. What would happen? Easier to move, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So he's utilizing an angle. Whose job is easier, him or yours?
His.
Okay, go back over here. Okay, we're two Cadillacs, and we face each other. And we head on. We're two Cadillacs.
Right.
What are we gonna get?
Probably
Zero sum. Stalemate.
stalemate.
We're gonna go.
Yep.
Right. Okay. You hit me right in the door.
Mm-hmm.
What's gonna happen?
You're gonna move that way.
Because you are intersecting my force. My force, I'm a car, I can only make force wherever the wheels are pointed.
Right.
So I can't make force like this, right?
Right.
Okay. You hit me in the door. All your force is attacking my force. None of my force, only the force of gravity
Right.
is the only thing you have to deal with, my mass.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So if I'm game planning somebody and I got a nice angle on them,
Mm-hmm.
don't you think it'd be easier for me to block them?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you say we're a zone team, okay, you know, I'm going to say to you, okay, if you got an angle, use it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you got to get in front of the guy,
Mm-hmm.
all right, now you're over here, I'm over here, and the ball's being run 2 or 3 spots away.
Mm-hmm.
How you gonna block me?
I've got to get in between you and the ball.
How?
I'm gonna have to give some ground to overtake you.
Overtake me?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Show me how
So,
you're gonna do it. You're gonna
To
overtake me.
do that,
Yeah.
well, the way that
No, the way that you do
the
it.
way that we do it.
No, the way that you do it. The way you cut it.
So
Okay, think about it.
yeah.
How far are we like this?
Huh?
Are we like this?
Yeah.
We're like this. When we start, are we like this?
No, you're back.
Okay, stand up.
Okay.
Okay. Here's the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
Are we like this?
Now there's a neutral zone.
All right. There's a neutral zone. Is it there? Get in your stance.
Give or take.
Okay. Let's say this is the football.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Football's over here somewhere. Can we still see the football?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we'll go over here.
Nope.
It's all right. It's okay. Let's move it over. Maybe these chairs.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Okay. We can see it now. Okay. So there's the football, and you have to. What did you call it? Overtake me?
Yeah.
How far are your feet back from that football if you're in a regular old stance?
Regular old
2 point
stance.
whatever.
Probably 18 inches, give or take. My
Go
hand would
ahead.
be
Go
right
ahead.
about the
Get
shoelace.
about where it is. That's about the length of a football, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I put my down hand.
And
my
I'm
down
like
hand
this, right?
on the center's shoelaces. Yeah, you're about like. Well, you got to be on the other side of the football.
Like that?
Yeah.
Like that. I'm in my stance
Yeah.
now.
And your hand's got to be on the other side of the football.
Oh, you mean like that?
Yes. You get quite a bit of space there.
What do you think that distance is between your feet and my feet?
Between my feet and your feet, probably
Yard and a half?
a yard and a half, give or take.
That's the yard is 3 feet and plus what? 2?
Yeah.
So 5 feet?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even 6 feet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can I go anywhere without my feet?
No.
All right. So show me how you're going to overtake me because we're running the ball over
We're
here.
running the ball over there.
Right.
Okay. Give ground to gain an well.
Have you already given ground? Aren't your feet way back? 5 feet.
They are.
Okay.
But if
So
I
what are you
step
gonna do?
directly where you are, you come this way.
Okay.
Then I'm not gonna get in front of you.
Well, show me how you're going to step.
So
You want to get in front of me or do you want to overtake me?
I want to.
Okay. Let me ask you this.
All right.
If I said you're going to encircle me,
Mm-hmm.
would that
Sure.
would that
Yeah,
be descriptive?
That would be descriptive. Yeah.
Because you're going to make a circle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You remember General Custer? Let's say I'm General Custer and
Mhm.
you're the Apaches.
Yes.
Show me how the Apaches did it.
The Apaches
Yeah.
moved around General
Oh,
Custer.
they encircled.
They did.
They actually didn't, but that's the way I
Oh.
envision it.
Yeah.
We call that Apache,
Uh-huh.
okay, because we want to encircle.
Uh-huh.
Do you care if I go this way? Because the ball's being run over here.
No.
Do you really even care if I go this way? As long as you can.
Within reason, no.
Well, you can shut me down.
Yeah.
The only thing you care about is if I go this way, right?
Yes.
Okay. And if I go this way and you come right at me,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to be sniffing asshole.
Yeah.
But But if you encircle me and I go this way, you have at least a chance
Right.
to do what? Go ahead and go. We'll take one step at a time. You do your step and circle, and I'll do my step. You do your step, and I'll do my step. You do your step. You have at least a chance to cover me up. And maybe, if I go far enough, you can tear me past where the back is actually running.
Right.
You can take me to the back rather than have the back take himself to you.
Right.
If you encircle. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, would Apache be a nice word for you to say?
Sure.
Yeah. Encircle would be nice too. That's what
Yeah.
we originally said. And then we start thinking about it. You know, how are we going to encircle? That sounds very scientific. Let's use Apache. That's kind of cool, right? We call it Apache. Now go back there.
Yep.
Okay. And I tried doing this with the tight ends at Penn State, but they refused. But the offensive line coach was able to do it with his guys. Instead of stepping with that foot initially, okay, step with that foot and sort of heel click. Now Apache. Now Apache, because you, okay. Remember, now Apache. You just gained a step, didn't you? Okay. You have to turn, okay, in order to Apache. Okay. But if I don't go with you, if I just stand there and you skipped and then you turned, okay, and then you came out into air, and I said to you, if you come out in air, get square. Would that make sense?
It would.
Why?
Because there's no reason to be turned if you're not blocking anyone.
It's square.
Right.
Because when you're turned that way, okay, turn that way. Can you block me?
No.
You can.
I mean, yeah, I could.
Right. Can you block somebody coming from where you're looking?
Yeah, you can run him past the.
How about back here?
From back there?
Yeah. Can you see anybody chasing you?
I can't see anybody back there. No.
How about if I'm the linebacker? Go back there. Okay. You're going to skip Apache.
Yep.
Okay. And you see me. You come to air.
Yep.
So you're square, and you see me back gapping. What are you looking for?
Something coming to replace you.
Simple as pie. Okay. Square to air. Right. Now, we call that the Apache area. So we have an Apache, a stovepipe, and when your angle isn't going to hurt you, in other words, when I lined up blocked, okay, and we're running the ball right where that thing is, and you've got this angle on it, we want to give the illusion of square, but really what we want to do is not let me go this way.
Right.
We want to match somebody.
Right.
Okay, so how would you match me?
I would work.
Well, you could take.
What you want to do is create the
whatever
threat that I'm trying to be. You're over there for a reason, right?
If I said to you, get me between your feet, match me and get me between your feet, how would you do that? Okay, I just beat you. Go ahead, go back. Get me between your feet. Get me between your feet. Okay, which arm would you use to keep me from going that way?
Strong inside arm.
Okay, why would you put this arm out first? To keep me from running wild, running around you, and you're totally missing. And to make sure that you can cover or get to me if I do attack. Because if I attack and skinny, I can hit that back. Right. So you want to be able to put me between your feet without giving up leverage to the inside. You want to match me. Whatever my leverage is, okay, you want to match it and keep your advantage. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's turn around, I'll be you.
Okay.
You go over there and be me. So if I go like this, if I take my normal drop or whatever it is, okay, and I take a little stretch because you're out there, and I just do that, can I turn?
Yes.
Why not? I can turn when I can win. Okay. You come inside of me, can I turn? No. I have to cover. Okay, and I have to maybe tear or cover and flip you. Right. The one thing I like about it is that you're on one foot. Right. If you're rooted up on 2 feet, it's kind of hard to move. Right. Okay. But I can match you. All right. Let's tighten up a little bit. Would I go as flat?
Would you go as flat?
I have to match you right now. Do I have to go very far?
No.
Okay. I don't have to go very far at all. Okay. I don't have to go very far at all. If you're way out here, go ahead and go way out there. Can I initially turn? Right. Yeah. I can initially turn. The only thing I got to understand though as I lose vision here.
Right.
I don't see anything.
Right.
So if I can stay as square as I can and shuffle to you and turn when I can win,
Yep.
doesn't that make more sense?
It does.
Okay? Because if I turn and you rock, maybe I get you, maybe I don't. Okay? If I shuffle and you rock, it's an easy match.
Yep.
You've gone from a jet to a whatever I am, a 3 or 5 or whatever. Make sense?
Yes.
Turn when you can win. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, now, let's go with this. You drove here, right? How long did it take you?
Like 3:45.
3:45?
Yeah.
Not bad, right? You're
Yeah,
rolling hard, huh?
Yeah. It was early, no traffic.
Okay. All right. And you were on the highway, you were going, right? You were going hard, right? And when you got off the highway, you were still going hard, right?
Not quite as hard.
How come?
There's more cars, there's stoplights, there's people.
What? Let's go to stoplights.
Yes.
Okay. People. Okay, you got a stoplight. You're driving around, you see a green light. What do?
Go.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You just go, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're driving around and you see a red light. What do?
Stop.
No. You stop. You turn the car off.
Slow down.
No. You wait.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
You wait.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You don't enter the intersection.
Right.
You stay short of the intersection.
Yep.
Or otherwise, you're going to get T-boned.
Yes.
You enter the intersection.
Yeah.
You're going to get T-boned. Is
Yeah.
that correct?
Uh-huh.
Okay. What if you see a yellow light?
You just slow down. Be prepared to possibly wait.
Some people slow down.
Some people speed up.
Some people speed. What do you call it? Yeah, I know sometimes you slow down, sometimes you speed up, right?
Me? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're making a what?
Make a decision.
Making a decision.
Yeah.
What would be your decision to speed up?
If I thought that I could get through the light before it turned red.
And what would be your decision if you could to slow down?
If I was really far away,
Too
I wasn't
far
going to
away.
get through it.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're making a decision,
Mm-hmm.
right? And if you have this yellow light, right? You're making a decision,
Right.
right? You can accelerate, you can stop, you can do whatever, right? You think, oh, stop.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, go. Okay. Acceleration once again is what?
Creation of force.
Change of speed,
Change of speed.
or direction.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here's what I'm going to say to you. You're blocking this gap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Turn again. Go over.
Yep.
Here.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
over.
Now go right here.
Gotcha.
Okay. We're blocking this gap.
Yep.
Right. Whether it's Apache,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's cover, whether it's match.
Yeah.
I'm in your gap.
Yeah.
Is that a green light, a red light, or a yellow light?
That'd be a green light. I'm gonna go.
Go. Block me.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Do whatever technique you use to block me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's say I was a linebacker and there was nobody.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't touch anybody. You'd have to take at least 2 steps to make contact with me, or 2 steps to make contact with him, 2 steps to make contact with him. Red light, green light, yellow light.
Red, I gotta wait.
Gotta wait. Why would you wait? Why would you just come smoking out at me?
Because somebody else can move, somebody can show up in my gap. The environment around me is changing. I gotta be ready to react or respond to that.
If we were running a C gap, would you wait longer or quicker?
Depends on where I am.
Well, let's say you were in a stovepipe.
I'm in the stovepipe.
You're the right guard. We're running C gap. Would you wait a long time, or would you wait a shorter amount of time?
Probably a little shorter, because the ball's going right here.
Would you wait a long amount of time or a shorter amount? Run the ball over here.
Run the ball over here.
C gap. You're the guard.
Yeah.
Would you wait a little longer to see if anything was coming, or would you come chasing me?
I guess I'd probably wait actually a little longer.
Okay.
Because
if we were running A gap,
yeah.
if we were running A gap and that back was smoking right up your butt, would you be a little quicker? Would you make a little quicker decision?
Yeah, be a little quicker.
And if I was the tackle and we were running C gap, would I be trying to get a little wider to get cover on a guy?
Yeah.
Okay. And if I was the tackle and I had C gap and I had a green light, would I be matching the guy? Excuse me, the A gap, and would I be matching the guy?
Yep.
And you could go a little faster because I'm sort of protecting you.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So if something does happen Okay, I'm going to blunt it a little bit, and you're going to see it. You're going to feel it. You're going to take all your tips. You know, your safety tips, your linebacker chiefs. Maybe I'm a little tight or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe they're talking. I don't know.
Yeah.
The overhang is up tight. You know,
Yeah.
he's threatening. But I'm going to protect you because I'm matching. When I'm covering, can I protect you as much?
Yeah.
So you have to protect me a little bit more.
Right.
Okay. So C gap, you're gonna wait a little longer and be a little flatter because you're trying to protect me. I have to get in front of this guy.
Yep.
A gap, I'm trying to protect you.
Yep.
Okay, and I can't keep this guy from rocking flat, you know, long stick. I can't stop him.
Right.
Okay, but I can follow him and I can look and protect my gap and I can make him go a little deeper to protect you. Okay, as long as you go through your technique the way you're supposed to, as long as you wait.
Right.
Now let's go to yellow light.
Okay.
Okay, yellow light. Okay, so now let's do this. I'm right in front of you. Am I in your gap?
No.
Okay, am I like in that gap?
No, you kind of.
What am I?
You're a little bit of both.
Well, what do we call that in football? With this technique,
It's like a zero.
we call
Okay.
that a two gap.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? I can threaten this gap. I can
Yeah.
threaten that gap. Can I threaten that gap right now? A little bit, but it would be hard. It'd be very easy for you to see it, and pick me up, and the whole bit. I can certainly threaten this gap. I can even threaten that gap. Right? Can I threaten two gaps now?
Yep.
Okay. So how do you block me?
That's a great question.
You got an angle on me?
I do have an angle.
You do?
Well, it's actually.
Well, you had maybe like a half of an
Very
inch.
small.
I mean, you know, like we can move a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Would you call that an angle?
Yeah.
If you had a crowbar and you were tight on the handle, you wouldn't be able to do very much.
No.
Right? Well, you got a tight handle right here, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you do?
You gotta. This is yellow. I'm gonna wait and decide.
You're waiting. I'm going to blast you and knock you into the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
And their head coach is going to go to the O-line coach and go, "The fuck is going on? We can't run the ball." Okay, all right. What are you going to do to me? You know, you can maybe maul me, run off the ball. You can. I mean, what do you do? Georgetown, we're playing Lafayette. What do you do? I used to coach at Lafayette.
Did you?
Yeah.
I gotcha. We're gonna step to our gap and be prepared to block what's in our gap.
Okay.
If you're leaving, I'm not gonna chase you.
So if we're doing walkthroughs and all that stuff, right? So I go like this, and it's what does it become for you?
Now then it becomes red.
And if I do this, what does it become for you?
Green.
What if I just do that?
You just come right through.
Right at you.
Right at me.
Two gaps.
Okay.
I'm throwing you around like a rag doll. What are you gonna do?
I mean, you're really green because you're right.
Move over.
Okay.
What do you call a boxer that boxes like this?
Probably not a boxer for long.
Knocked out.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so we know this, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can get our hands in.
Yeah.
Right. I got my hands in your chest. Great. Now bend over like you're a nasty old three technique with two long arms.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to lock out. You know how they jump out at the sled and they hit it and everybody howls and they rally, you know, everything good? Okay, so you're coming at me. Go ahead.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
I get your shoulder.
Yeah.
A little bit, but.
Yeah.
Then get into your chest.
Then get into my chest. Okay. We call the chest plate and the armpits handles. Okay. And if I can get your handles, I can move you around like a refrigerator or a wheelbarrow, second class lever.
Right.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. You got my handles?
No.
Why not?
Because you just protected your
I
chest.
took them away.
Yeah.
I took them away. I rolled the shoulder. Right? Okay, so if I roll the shoulder, did you hit me like they hit that sled and they growl and everybody claps and stuff?
No.
Okay. And what if I just rock up like this? And I rock back into you, and my buddy comes and decleats you, takes you right off your shoes. That'd be pretty good, right?
That'd be good.
Okay.
My guys aren't the ones howling then.
Right? Okay. Your force has to go straight line, right?
Yep.
And in order for you to follow me, that target, you have to bend the force, right?
Yep.
You have to change your force.
Right.
My object is to get you to change, right? Okay. Now, what if you swim? Okay. I kind of got you. I'm you're swimming, right?
Yep.
And I kind of just put the brakes on, and I become a rock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing to you for this blocker?
You're setting me up for that blocker, so
You're gonna get
you're
teed
gonna get T-boned, right?
right?
It's the same concept that you're talking about before.
And of course, what happens if you come this way?
You're in position to.
What have you become?
I become
Green light.
green light. Yeah.
Right? Okay. But as long as you can't get my handles.
Uh-huh.
Now we talked about rolling rock, right?
Yep.
Okay, and the rock has got handles,
Mm-hmm.
but it's round, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. I want you to push me right now. Push me. Okay. You can push me. Okay. When I shorten my legs, when I stand up like this, you can push me pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Push. Go ahead. Push. Okay. When I go like this, I'm like a boat now, and you can still change me, but you're changing my position. You're not really changing my body.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now you go ahead and do that, and I do that,
Yep.
and I rock back into what we call a chip.
Yep.
Okay. And I start like this, and you might not even get my hands, and I go like that.
Yep.
Okay. What I've done is make myself into a little rock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We call that the rock.
Yeah.
Have I exposed long levers to you?
No.
I've
You've condensed yourself.
condensed.
Yeah.
I've condensed. I made myself small.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm a small rock, condensed target. How much is what's the heavier, a pound of feathers or a pound of rocks?
They're both a pound.
But one's not condensed, right?
Right.
And one is,
Yeah.
right? Okay. What's heavier? What's harder to move? A 300-pounder like this, or a 300-pounder that's condensed?
That one. Second one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what do we know about acceleration
Acceleration is a change of speed
or
or direction.
Okay. And we've already talked about the quarterback when he starts to throw.
Yep.
He has a short lever and he changes it, right? Isn't it easier for me to change direction when I'm condensed?
Yes.
Okay. Because I have shorter what?
Leverage.
Levers. Okay. That I've essentially made my lever from the foot
Mm-hmm.
to the hip.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Same thing here. It's just longer. It takes more muscle.
Mm-hmm.
And I've exposed myself. It's easier for you to push me.
Right.
Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. So when I go to shoulder roll, let me ask you this. Get low like you're a defensive lineman. You don't have to put your hands on the ground.
Okay.
Okay. You're trying to protect your chest. Put your arms out real far. Okay, good. All right. I got a problem here because you locked me out. You got me in the thing, right?
Yep.
How about now?
Nope.
Okay. Isn't it easier for me to get lower than you with one shoulder than it is for you to get lower than me with two shoulders?
Yes.
Okay. It's much easier for me to, all right? I tell you to pick up my glasses with two hands. Okay. Pain in the ass, right? Throw them down again. Pick it up with one hand. A little bit different, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you only need to rock one shoulder down.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So you can expose your chest with two shoulders up.
Yep.
You can try to cover it up with two shoulders down.
Mm-hmm.
But good chance that you may fall,
Mm-hmm.
right? Especially if you don't hit me.
Right.
But when I do this, I roll that shoulder down.
Yep.
It's Mayweather,
Uh-huh.
right? The boxer.
Yep.
Shoulder roll, right? Okay. Part of boxing is not getting hit.
Right.
Okay. Now let me ask you this: Do you have an angle on me right here? Do you have an angle on me right now? Do I have an angle on you? How about now?
Now you have an angle.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We've already determined that angles don't have to fight your force.
Right.
Okay. You have to change your force in order to fight me.
Yep.
Right. But all I'm doing when I come to rock back, boom,
Yep.
okay, I'm not fighting your force.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you're driving, let's say you didn't become a football coach. You were driving a big tank.
Yep.
Okay. You're driving this tank, and you're driving down the road, and you have the tank. The gun is going that way, and all of a sudden somebody shoots at you. Do you turn the whole tank?
No, it's got a turret.
Turn the turret. You hit the gas because you're rolling like. You turn the turret,
Yep.
not the tank,
Yep.
because you can shoot, right? Well, an airplane, when an airplane flies, let's say me and you are I'm chasing you with the airplane.
Yep.
We're dog fighting, and I
Yep.
go right behind you and I shoot at you and I blow you up.
Uh-huh.
What is all the shrapnel and all the junk? Where does it go? Right into my what? Propeller.
Yeah.
And it screws me up. What I have to do is I have to get a little bit on side of you
Uh-huh.
and then turn
Uh-huh.
my airframe, okay, and point my guns at you.
Yep.
And shoot, and then all your stuff goes that way.
Yep.
And I straighten up and go.
Uh-huh.
When I turn, don't I go this way?
If you're in an airplane?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't you?
Do you? Eventually.
Yeah.
But can't I just go like this? Don't I keep sliding? Don't I keep moving in that direction?
Yes.
Okay. When you can turn an airplane,
Uh-huh.
okay, and all points in that airplane, if they continue to go in the same direction at the same speed,
Mm-hmm.
okay, but not necessarily in the direction that you envision it being pointed. Okay, I've got momentum going this way. I turn a little bit. I'll slide and keep going.
Mm-hmm.
That's called a translation.
Mm-hmm.
I can translate. I can learn how to hit you.
Yep.
Okay, you're over here. I can be pointed over here, and I can turn the turret a little bit, or I can just not turn anything and learn how to make force in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Now, force has to be in one direction. It's just the way it is.
Yep.
I've always got to fight what?
Gravity.
Gravity. I've always got to fight gravity. I always have to have traction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But do I have to be facing to make force?
No.
Okay. I can make it with my hand.
Yep.
I can make it with my shoulder. I can roll the shoulder and come back. I can
Yep.
chip. I can rock my hips. I can make pretty good force.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Without facing you. So yellow light.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If I have that gap.
Yep.
And I go like this. You might block me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've got the gap, but I'm blocked. I didn't get to anybody,
Right.
bullets, whatever. Okay. If I go like this,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and that guy hits the gap, I'm trying to get to him.
Right.
If I go like this and come back at you,
Mm-hmm.
I can protect the gap and protect myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's called a chip.
Yep.
Okay. That's translation.
Right.
Turn, making force,
Mm-hmm.
not where I'm facing, but where I have to make force.
Yeah.
Translation. Okay. Yeah, I call it translation. You call it holding. I mean, you can call it whatever you want.
Right.
You can call it grapes and bananas for all I care.
Yeah.
But don't you do that already?
Yeah.
But you don't do this.
No, we don't do that.
Okay. Because if you flipper, shoulder flipper, you get grabbed.
Right.
Grab that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Reach around my chest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, I'm already going that way.
Yeah.
Now, do you know what a gallop is?
Moving with your feet staggered like this.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Why?
Why do you gallop?
Why do you gallop?
Yeah, why don't you just run?
Now I'm in a braced position, so like if you were to push me, my first instinct would be to step back like this, so you can't push me back any further.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You got that foot back.
Yes.
Okay, your right foot back.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm on your right side,
Mm-hmm.
and I run away from you. What would you do?
You run away from me?
I ran away from you.
Well,
You've already determined I'm the linebacker. You're going to go get me.
yeah.
What would you do?
Continue to move this one.
Now switch your feet. Okay, and I ran away. What would you have to do in order to come?
Turn.
You have to
Get
switch
this
your
foot
feet.
back. Yeah.
Okay. So the gallop
Mm-hmm.
was designed for you to escape
Yeah.
to me as the linebacker. So I'm the defensive tackle. You went through your shoulder roll.
Yep.
You're chipping. You come back and hit me,
Yep.
and that right foot stays back,
Mhm.
and the left foot stays up, and you're able to escape. Go ahead and escape. Okay, no problem, right?
Right.
Okay, that's the gallop.
Mm-hmm.
Gallop away.
Yeah.
Gallop away. Okay. You ever see Tommy Boy, the movie Tommy Boy? I know you're
Yeah, I've seen it.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, what is one of the scenes where he does the cow tip?
Yeah, it's been a minute since
Okay.
I've seen the movie.
So you know what a cow tip is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've talked about this. This is like going to be a rerun. We're playing Virginia Tech, and just by accident, I got my 6'9" guy. He hits the 3 technique, who's tied up with the guard, and knocks him
Yeah.
ass over teacup, and we crease a couple. They murdered us, but we beat them. We made some things happen, and we play Alabama, and they're two gap in the nose. And
Yeah.
I tell the center, just hold on, don't get knocked back. And the guard comes over and knocks him, cow tips him. Okay. Does he need a lot of force? If all your force, everything you got is into me, right? And I can't do nothing to you. Somebody comes over. What have we done? Right? What kind of animals are we when we're like this?
We're two-legged animals.
Okay. How about when we're tied up?
Now we're one.
We're a four-legged animal, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the cow we just made. Okay. So you make believe you're cowed up with this guy right here. Okay. You're leaning on him. He's leaning on you, and I just come over. Boom! Okay.
Right.
I can get you moving pretty easy, right? Okay. How about if I do it like this instead of like this? How about go ahead and cow up again?
Yep.
Okay, and I go like this. Boom! Did that move you a little bit further?
Yeah, you're gonna be really moving now.
Why? All I did was what?
Condensed.
And what did that do to my levers?
Shorten your levers.
And it required less force.
Right.
So I could transfer more force to you.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Now, would I want to go in here like this?
No.
Why not?
Now you're gonna be, well,
That's what people do.
a variety of issues, right?
Well, what's the big issue?
Huh?
What's the big issue?
I don't think we don't stick here.
You're in air, right?
Right? You're on air, you wanna be square.
Square.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I said to you, okay, do this and then get square, it'll probably be okay, right? But you might get caught like this, right?
Yep.
You might get caught with the wrong foot up, and here comes the linebacker. Now you have to somehow get off. But if I said to you, look, dude, you take this foot, the far foot, and bring it to the near foot, and then stretch
Yep.
and cow tip. If I'm a tank, am I turning the turret?
Yeah, you're turning the turret.
Am I turning the tank?
Tank's not turning, no.
Okay, so I'm stretched. This is the longest position that a human body can take. Is that correct? Foot back here, arm, right? And I can take two hands if I need it, or one hand if I don't.
Yeah.
Okay. In other words, if you're kind of like where we want you already,
Right.
I'm just doing that, but I've never turned the tank,
Yeah.
and I can get up on linebacker. Now, if the linebacker that I'm responsible for is over here, not here. Let's say it's a power play. I'm the right tackle,
Right.
and I hammer. We call this a hammer.
Yeah.
And I hammer you through. That guy's got to come right to me. And if I keep that leg back, okay. So what I'm trying to do here on the cow tip is I'm trying to stay open
Right.
to skip that way,
Uh-huh.
to escape that way.
Yeah.
And what we say is this: you turn around, come over here to your guard.
Yep.
Okay. Let's say you got this guy and you shoulder rolled him and he went inside. Okay. As long as I have hip to hip,
Yep.
okay, and what we say scrape and paint, I don't need to really even hit this guy very much because you're going to tear him. I give him one little shove and I'm going right off on my backer. Okay, so let's turn it around and do it this way. Okay. So you got him sort of in your gap. You got to kind of give him green light, and I do this, and I stretch. I don't really have to go very far. And if I'm going to that backer,
Yep.
shoot, I could just stay hugged up, make that guy come to me. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so what we're talking about there is the difference between a gallop and a cow tip. Cow tip, you're moving over the up foot. Gallop, you're moving away from the up foot.
Got it.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. It's just stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I don't call it all gallop. Like somebody people say, well, it's a gallop. I said, no, one's a cow tip, one's a gallop. Okay, because when I say gallop to a kid, well, no, don't gallop this way, gallop this way. Waste of time, and it's not exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, when I'm in that position, step back a little bit.
Yep.
Okay, when I'm in that cow tipping position, I am low to the ground. Okay, here's my fulcrum.
Yeah.
And I'm actually using gravity
Yeah.
to add to my force. You cut down a tree, does it just stand there?
Falls.
Why does it fall?
Because
Because it gets a little tilted. You know, you cut a tree,
yeah, you
you
cut.
take a wedge
Yeah,
out,
you
right?
take a wedge out on one side and you cut down. the
Right.
other side.
So this side is not being supported, and it tilts that way. But
Right.
what makes it fall?
Gravity.
Eh,
Fall.
right?
Yeah.
It moves, right?
Yeah.
Is there a change?
Yes. So.
Did anybody do any work?
Mhm.
Mother Earth.
Yeah.
So if I hit like this, I'm not good. If I hit like this, my 300 pounds all of a sudden is maybe 320. If I'm
Right.
standing on a scale like this,
Yep.
and I look down, what does the scale tell me?
What you weigh?
How much? 300.
Yeah.
And if I go like this and move my feet around a little bit, does it fluctuate a little
It
bit?
does. Yeah.
Okay. How about if I do that? What happens to the
It's
scale?
gonna go way up.
Whang.
Yeah.
Right? I'm using gravity and I'm using conscious contraction,
Yep.
and I'm okay. Now, you like to go swimming?
Sure. Why not?
Go to the pool?
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes you see a girl and you think it's, well, your wife probably doesn't like it anymore, but maybe your wife and you shove her, right? Okay. And she bows up and she don't move you. So the next time you really shove her,
Yep.
and you get her into the pool,
Mhm.
and she grabs you and you fall.
Mhm.
Okay. So were you going to do that to me? Step over here. I'm going to shove you into the pool.
Okay. It's gonna be very hard for me to
I've
pull you
condensed, right?
with me when you're
I'm
condensed,
not
right?
falling into the
Right.
pool. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now do it. Falling into the pool.
Yeah.
Okay. So everything we've talked about, and we haven't talked about everything, but everything we've talked about so far,
Mhm.
I break down. You gotta take a break. I gotta get a water. But I break down into fundamentals. What are your fundamentals?
What are my fundamentals?
Like, what do you have to do in order to play football?
In my opinion,
Yeah,
you have to
yeah,
work
yeah.
on.
No, well, you're getting paid for this,
I
right?
am, yeah.
Okay.
You have to work on your feet, okay, to make sure.
Like what? Cut your toenails? What do you do?
You have to work on
Footwork?
moving your feet. Yeah, footwork.
Different steps.
Different steps.
Like I just
making
said,
sure you're playing with.
Gator step,
yeah.
gator leg.
Making sure you're playing with a
skip,
base, right,
base.
in that condensed position, which
Right.
I would say is encapsulated into working on footwork.
Right.
If you're working on it in a not condensed position,
Right.
you're kind of wasting your time.
Right.
And then you also have to work on your hands, which would be like your blow delivery. Okay.
Blow delivery.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So delivering a blow with your hands.
Okay.
Okay. And then with your shoulders as well.
Okay. All right. So here's the deal. All right. I got a baseball bat.
Yep.
Guy's pitching.
Mm-hmm.
Pitches me a nice softball, and I bust it.
Yeah.
How's that work? What's going on there? Ball's got momentum, right?
Yes.
It's got mass, right?
Right.
Mass times speed, mass times velocity is momentum.
Uh-huh.
Right? How do I overcome that momentum with my bat? Do I just kind of, what do I do?
And aren't you creating your own
Yeah.
momentum
How?
with the bat?
The bat's standing there like this, and all of a sudden it's going like that. What did I do?
You're changing the bat, you're
I
accelerating.
accelerated the bat, right? Okay. And of course the ball
Goes.
goes wherever the bat's pointing it.
Right.
Right? Goes in a straight line, and then gravity makes it curve.
Yeah.
Okay, unless you induce a spin, then it goes in that direction,
Uh-huh.
right? So forces unrelated to the bat
Yeah.
will make the ball go in, either curve it or go straight or whatever. But the bat has got more at the point of contact. The bat has got more what than the ball?
It's got more mass than the ball. It's got more force than the ball.
It's got more momentum.
Momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. You've accelerated this bat, and it's got
Right.
more momentum, and it's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Right. And the ball hits it, and the ball can't overcome the momentum of the bat, and it goes the other direction.
Right.
Okay. A big car hits a small car,
Mm-hmm.
it goes backwards.
A small.
If the big car is standing there and the small car is doing 150 miles an hour, it goes backwards.
The
Depends on how big the car
Depends
is.
on how big the car is, yeah.
Okay, but the small car is going to have, for its mass, more velocity.
Yeah.
So there's a chance for it to have more momentum.
Right.
Okay. You got this bat and you accelerate it. And
Yeah.
what's heavier, the bat or the ball?
The bat.
Probably. And
Yeah.
you've added, is the ball gaining momentum, or when it leaves the guy's hand, does it slow down or speed up?
Uh, slows down over
Slows
time.
down. Okay. This bat, does it speed up or slow down?
You're speeding it up.
Okay. So everything you got going for you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now you got a gorilla out there, right? Big,
Mm-hmm.
big, strong, and he's got a shot put.
Uh-huh.
And he's strong enough to throw that shot put
Yeah.
and pitch it at you.
Yeah.
Okay, and you hit it with the bat. What's going to happen?
It's not going to go real far, and it might break the bat.
Might not go at all, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if he pitches that thing fast enough, the speed of the bat, all that stuff, it ain't gonna matter.
Right.
Okay. So, if you're going against a guy, and let's say you're in Georgetown, you're bouncing a bar or something like
Uh-huh.
that, and the guy comes up and he sucker punches you. You're not even looking at it. You
Yep.
don't know what's going on. You get hit,
Mm-hmm.
right? But you see that, right? You're going.
Yeah.
Okay. But you see that at the corner of your eye, and you condense and rock up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he hits a brick wall. He hits a rock.
Mm-hmm.
Is he gonna move you with that arm?
No.
He might even move himself, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm saying is, your strike with your arms is only appropriate if the force that you generate is appropriate to the load,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
You got a big ass load. We've already talked about it. Go deeper into the chain,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Lock up the arms, right?
Right.
Get more torque.
Uh-huh.
Get the bigger muscles involved. Don't let these muscles act like shock absorbers.
Yep.
Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going after your strike.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is hand placement important?
Yes.
We've already said that, right? We've already
Established
established that. And striking is useful
Mm-hmm.
when the load is appropriate to a strike, right?
Yes.
Okay. And some guys can really strike. Some
Yep.
guys can't
Mm-hmm.
do it as well. Okay. You got a guy that benches 500 pounds, and you coordinate him. You give him enough skill. You taught him how to condense.
Right.
He put
Mhm.
quite a bit of force on it, right?
Yeah.
But if he generates 400 pounds of force and he's trying to move 500 pounds of force, what happens?
He doesn't move it.
It doesn't move.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what you want to do again is develop skills that you're absolutely going to use. Okay.
Mhm.
So here's the skills that I talk about. Okay, you talked about footwork.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All the footwork in the world. Okay. If you're playing on ice and you don't have ice skates, how's it going to work out?
Oh well.
Not well. Okay. Not well at all.
Mhm.
Okay. So your footwork has to develop. I used to call it something else, but now I call it traction, friction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You've got to adhere to the surface.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, at Georgetown, are you turf team?
We are.
Okay. So the surface doesn't change, right? When you play at Lafayette, they're not a turf team, are they?
They are, but Lehigh's not.
Lehigh's not.
Yeah.
So when it's raining and muddy, you just call timeout. We'll play the game later,
Yeah, we'll play the next
right?
day.
Play
Oh,
next.
yeah.
Play. You guys,
Good.
let's all get in the bus and go back to
Yeah.
Georgetown, and
Yeah.
we'll play it on turf, or go over to Lafayette. They got
Yeah,
turf,
they got, yeah.
right? You have to be able to develop traction.
Right.
Okay. Number two,
Mm-hmm.
you have to be able to develop torque or force,
Yeah.
all right? And you've also got to be able to develop length if you need it. Okay, well, length is hand striking, but you have to have the skill of changing your shape, shortening your legs and shortening your arms. And you can't shorten your body, right? There's nothing you can do. You can't shorten your neck, can't shorten. You can only shorten the distance from the ground to your hips and the distance from the man to your shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we want to work on the alligator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I used to call this hooks, but think about it. You call alligator arms, alligator legs.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to pay the check. You can't. Okay. Then the third thing is this. Okay, I used to say play long, and playing long meant put your hands in front of you to protect your chest. What if I just say, you gotta protect your handles? Okay, that's the third skill. You gotta learn how to keep your hands in front of you, because we already established that if your hands are too wide, you're gonna get hit, you're gonna get knocked out. Keep your hands in front of you, and if you keep your hands in front of you and your hands tight, you know, you're rolling those meatballs.
Yep.
Your arms are short, he's got long arms, he's got a chance to attack your shoulders. But if you learn how to roll the shoulder, you change his aiming point.
Yeah.
You create an angle for yourself, and you learn how to translate and hit without turning back to him, so you protect your gap. Make sense? So those are the three skills that we talk about.
Right.
Okay, you got it. You got to develop the skill of traction, the skill of condensing, and the skill of protecting your chest. Okay. When we talk traction, one of the things that we talk about is you watch the Olympics, right? You're an Olympic guy.
Sure. Yeah.
Right? Watch the Olympics.
Why not?
Okay. And you got those speed skaters, and when they're up there like this, and they have their feet straight ahead, and when the gun sounds, they just start skating away, right? How do they do it? But how do they start?
How do they start?
Yeah, they go like this. They turn one foot out.
Yep.
And they go with their knees out and their toes out until they develop enough momentum where they don't need as much torque. So essentially what they're doing is they got alligator legs, and they're turning the edge of their skates.
Yeah.
Well, if you're on a muddy field, imagine this. You got a riverbank, it's mud.
Yep.
You have to climb up the riverbank. You keep your feet straight ahead.
Sure.
Your toe out, right?
Base, yeah.
Right? Okay, you toe out so you can get more foot on the ground, right? Same thing with this. You want your whole foot on the ground. There's a thing called dorsiflexion. Okay, if you have enough dorsiflexion, like so, but it takes pressure, it puts it on your heel cord, and it also puts pressure on your back. Okay, but if you can turn your toes out and dig your feet into the ground, you've got traction. Okay, now the next thing, of course, is the legs. To make the legs shorter, you got more torque.
Right.
You can accelerate more. Can I change? You got a bear. He's on a unicycle.
Yep.
You ever see a bear on a unicycle?
I can't say that I have, no.
Okay.
But...
How about you on a unicycle?
Yep. Okay.
You could probably ride it. You'll practice for a while.
Yeah, it's going to take some time.
Okay.
I was
You riding the unicycle, and then all of a sudden I say, turn left! Would you be able to turn very quickly left?
Yeah.
Okay. If I put you in a little go-kart, low to the ground.
I'll be able to turn real quickly.
Okay. So as I condense, I can accelerate, I can go forward. Can I stop quicker? If you were on that unicycle, could you stop real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. I could go quicker, I could stop quicker, and I can turn quicker. Right? We already talked about the length of the arms.
Yep.
Okay. Sometimes you want a long arm, sometimes you want two long arms, but sometimes you want alligator arms.
Yeah.
Okay. We already know what. Why would you want elbows in? Have you ever wrestled?
Yes.
What happens when your elbows are out in wrestling? What's the next thing you see? The lights.
Yeah. Happened to me a lot.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you keep your elbows tight, right? To protect your what?
Armpit.
Right. And we know that with our elbows tight, we can push, we can flip, we can tear.
Yep.
With our elbows out, we can only tear. Okay?
Yeah.
But we know that if we expose our armpits, right? What are you at?
$1.90.
Okay. Right? I get you in the armpit, I got a handle, I'll throw you around.
Yeah.
Okay? And if I get you like this, I can't hardly throw you at all, right? I'm trying, you're right?
Yep.
Okay. So I've changed my shape to the advantage and to the appropriate load.
Yeah.
And I've got a handle, and you've got problems.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I work on every day. Those three things. Okay. And everything I do, okay, to me, technique is opinion. Now I say skip, step, and Apache. I say skip. Skip to cow tip. I say gator leg to chip back. Whatever. Okay. Skip to cover.
Yeah.
We used to scoot to cover, but now we skip to cover because I figure I can make it in I can make it in 2 steps rather than 3. Okay. If I have to cover somebody who's green light, if it's yellow light, I don't need to skip because I don't want to go anywhere too fast. I'm running to air.
Right.
Okay. So what I'm saying to you is technique is the way you do something, but it really depends on the condition. Like you pass block the same way you run block.
No.
But there's 3 things. Fundamentals. Remain the same. Right?
Yeah.
You have no traction, you're going backwards. Your legs are straight, you're going backwards. Your arms are straight, you better have them on the guy.
Yeah.
Okay, and if he's giving you any kind of force except for push force, you better be able to add something. Okay, if he gets you in the chest, you're going backwards. Right?
Yeah.
Same for run. Doesn't matter what kind of run it is. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And then we do that. We make sure we figure out ways to do it. The original thought process with the ball was I keep from flailing. Okay, when you're running out, you coach tight ends, right?
I did for a little bit.
Okay, when you're running a route, you're doing this, right? And then the ball comes in, you catch it like this. 2 hands, right?
Yeah.
You uncouple your hands from your legs, you catch the ball, right? However, you pronate or supinate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Depending on where it is.
Ball's low, ball's high.
Yeah.
Right. You uncouple the action of your arms from the action of your legs.
Right.
Right. Well, that's the same thing when you're fighting.
Yeah.
You uncouple. You have to be able to move. You have to be able to do work. But if you expose or if you don't have a good mechanical advantage, good levers, you might not be able to do the work that you have to do.
Yeah.
That's all I know. I don't know anything else. Okay. What do you want to talk about now? I mean, all I did was talk. So too much? Did I talk too much? You need a break?
Yeah. Do you want to get a drink of water?
Let's get a drink of water. Okay. I'm going to pause. All right. Well, that was part 1.